We're starting off the day by going junkyard hunting at a place that's actually specific to sports cars. Dave used to work here, so he's helping me find a rack and a fuel sending unit, so hopefully I can get my gauge to work.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. You just get to drive this thing around?
Yeah.
It's a sticky yard car.
I think they left the windows open going wet.
Dude, we're whipping through here.
I jumped this before, like a couple months ago.
Yeah. Look at all the Hondas. This place is giant. This little Honda's rad. I love it. Check out the 240. Dude, it doesn't even look that bad. This is the 240 stack. We're hoping that the sending unit will be good. Or my manifold meets the turbo, that's where all the exhaust is coming out and that's why my turbo wasn't spooling. Originally we thought it was a turbo gasket, then we realized it was loose, tightened it up, but it's still leaking, so it's most likely the turbo gasket. And Dave's hunting through one of his many storage containers full of 240 parts.
And RV parts.
And RV parts to find a gasket. Did you find one? Not only does Dave have 2 storage containers, he has a semi-trailer too. What, do you just find all these things on Craigslist really cheap? Yeah. You're crazy. Oh, you got some good stuff in this one. I see Sylvia headlights. Got more spare parts in here than my garage. Nicole and Jamie are at CrossFit right now, and we just saw their car and they're still there. And they don't know that we're over in the same area. So Dave wrote a little note that we're gonna put on the car. It says, saw you 2 babes through the window and was a little scared to say hi, but I'll be back. I could not have attracted more attention by running like that. I thought I fixed the issue with the wheel shaking when we tightened up the subframe because it was loose, but it's still shaking. And what I found out is that in addition to it being a leaky rack, this rack also has quite a bit of play in it. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Probably from those rack offset spacers creating a lot of stress, so gotta get another rack.
Adam wanted his fuel sending unit to work, so we went to the junkyard and got one. And now we're doing fuel pump surgery round, which one is it, Adam?
This is round 2 for us as a duo, but me on my own, man, I've probably had this thing out like a dozen times in the past, man. But hopefully this fuel sending unit will make it so my gauge works. This little floater, just kind of when the fuel rises, this is what gives the signal to tell it that the gas is full or not. It kind of worries me that it's getting stuck there.
Yeah, I think it's better than this one though.
Yeah.
Because of the color.
The fuel sending unit's almost done. I'm gonna leave the camera here with Trevor and Dave because I told Nicole I would go help her make dinner for everyone, so that's what I'm gonna do. We
figured out the issue with Adam's turbo, and I think you guys could probably spot the problem. It was missing 2 nuts, and this is what happens when your gasket blows out, so there's only half a gasket left. A buddy of ours is gonna bring another gasket, and we're gonna get a diff and some other stuff and then put this manifold back on. Probably end up tigging this onto the compressor housing just so there isn't that extra little bit of flexibility and chance of boost leak.
So we're kind of trying to go hard getting the car to be ready because tomorrow morning is the only day we can really go to Pikes Peak because Thursday Nicole has something going on. And I really didn't want to drive on the mountain with my rack having play and being all leaky. And my friend Nathan came through with a rack and a diff that we're actually going to be building to be a 4.6 from Denver on very late notice. Much appreciated. No Thank you so much. Oh, rack hand, sorry.
No problem, buddy.
What's the diff, friends? Get it? All right. So this is a spool diff? So it's basically a welded but better.
Yeah, so essentially instead of like having like the spider gears welded together, it's just a big like solid piece of machined metal that is just, it's all balanced and you don't gotta worry about slag or anything in the diff. So this one popped up for sale last minute, and I seen it and I told Adam about it, and I was like, well, the diff is cheaper than it is just for the spool, so we might as well get that so we don't have to pull one of the diffs from around here. So
then we can put a 4.6 ratio in it, so I kind of have like a diff that I can swap out if there's ever a track where I'm banging limiter.
The poor man's quick change.
Yeah.
Like the poor man's 30-minute quick change at the track.
Yeah, hey, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Some of you might remember that I was having some issues getting fenders for both my car and Nicole's car, and that's why the whole pop-up swap on her car has been taking so long. And actually, they told me that it was gonna be another 3 months over the other 3 months that I waited. Nathan actually has a company called Neat Garage, and he can help you import stuff. So he actually got me a set of fenders. How long did it take?
It took about 2 weeks for them to get there.
So 2 weeks versus 6 months. So if you guys want to hit them up, you can go to...
just my page on Facebook, Neat Garage. Neat's all capital, Garage is all lowercase.
And
just shoot me a message and I can get you a price quote. I can get anything from any maker for cost. I can bid on stuff on the auction, stuff like that.
I should probably note that we're talking about like stuff from Japan. He actually helped me get a hood for my car too. It's just in Florida, and we're working on some other stuff too. So if you like need any of the stuff that's hard to get over here, he can get.
Yep.
So
any maker in Japan, I can get it. So.
He got the fenders for my drift car.
Yep.
Did he?
Yeah, the Origin 45 mils in the front that nobody could get.
Dave is heat wrapping the manifold. I'm finally redoing my fuel lines with fuel injection hose because I had like old school fuel line that's not really that good. So the good stuff says 30R9 or something like that. I got the rack out, about to put the rack in. We got a new one. I think I told you guys that.
And then I'm pressure washing the old power steering rack, or the new old power steering rack. That's a known good one, so it's gonna be pretty.
The one with royal purple in it.
So that means it's not gonna work.
You guys don't get to see my turbo often because it's hidden down there, but there she is.
It almost looks like your air filter's not doing anything. Look at all that dirt inside the...
Well, yeah, I had a really dirty air filter before, but I just replaced it, so
Oh, okay.
should be good. But one of the interesting things, I've boost leak tested my car before and noticed that it leaks kind of where the compressor housing mounts to the turbo. And I think there's supposed to be an O-ring in here, and there was no O-ring ever installed. And we don't just have any laying around, so what you can do, and people do this with high horsepower builds, it's completely fine. I mean, people do this with exhaust sides, like superheat. You can actually use copper silicone kind of for a gasket. Permatex has a gasket specifically made for turbos, but we don't have it, and a lot of people can get away with using their ultra copper. So we're gonna put a little bead of this kind of around here.
Around this edge.
Might not be the biggest deal ever, but I have done boost leak tests before and seen kind of air coming out of there when I spray it with soapy water. So who knows, maybe my car will make a tiny bit more power and then run a tiny bit more lean and then need a tiny bit more tune. Maybe we shouldn't put the silicone. Checking in, we've been working all night, me and Dave, and it is now 7 a.m. Another one of those nights where we work until it's light outside. Just took the car for the first drive since we had the new turbo gasket in, the new rack. The steering still shakes. I blew a coupler off, but obviously the turbo works, so that's a plus. I don't know how I'm gonna get sleep. I don't know if we're gonna be able to go to Pikes Peak. Oh. I didn't know if we'd actually end up doing this because I got back sometime around 8:30, went to bed around 9, and then woke up around 10:30 to then start the journey of getting my car all ready to drive up Pikes Peak. If you aren't familiar, it's the highest point in Colorado. It's about 15,000 feet up, and there's a road that goes all the way to top. So,
And they race it.
so we're not gonna race it, we're just gonna drive up it for fun, but with the drift cars.
Drift car, street cars.
Thankfully, we kind of found a solution, or should I say, just figured out what was going on with the steering wobbly. So I guess it never really bled properly, and Trevor just went out and drove it for a while and just kept on doing, not donuts in the parking lot, but just spinning around in circles and circles and circles. And the wheel stopped shaking, which is awesome because I didn't want to be going on like switchbacks with the wheel just the whole time. The car's not really running lean either, and it's making a little more boost. AFRs look good, so curious to see how it'll do at higher elevation, but Nicole, you stoked for the mountains?
Yeah.
Might be your sunglasses that throw it off. I think this is like a toll road for the mountain. So we were warned that if we don't make it to the top quickly, it's gonna close on us. So,
You hear that?
That's not gunshots.
No. And no racing, and keep it reasonable.
That's what she says. She didn't say that to them though, so clearly my car looks faster.
The weather's already getting cooler.
I know.
Oh no, that lightning is so bad. They're gonna close it. Aw.
My car won't start.
Can we push start it?
Car's not getting spark. We smell some fuel kind of coming out of the exhaust, so it's just a sign that there's fuel, but it's not getting ignited. So my car's not turning over. And at least we're not stuck on the top of the mountain. What do you mean your theory? This is just life. Oh yeah, stuck injector. Maybe not stuck injector, maybe here. Well, I mean, it was definitely flooded.
Wait, that already sounded better.
Well, yeah, we unplugged all the injectors and let me give it gas.
That's my arm.
That's so weird they just randomly did that. I wonder if my car just freaked out because of the altitude. Overly cautious Adam had to pull over because I forgot that I just filled my car up really full with gas and it started smelling of gas, and I like to play it safe rather than sorry. Just make sure there's nothing weird going on. Don't want to catch the car on fire again. So, but look at the pretty sea.
It's like a little reservoir.
Lake.
It's a reservoir.
My car is being very weird and like less power, probably because of the thinner air. Trevor's car is starting to overheat. We're about halfway up the mountain.
It smells horrible.
Yeah, our car smells like gas a lot, but gas is interesting. It's like not a challenge in terms of roads and driving fast, but a challenge in terms of like cars.
And breathing.
Uh-oh.
Maybe that means we have to leave.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that means it's about to lighten.
That means it's about to storm?
Seems a little bit weird. It's cold up here. It is a little bit weird to breathe.
As soon as I heard that, like, everyone's moving.
Huh. I want to look for a second. Let's get out. It's definitely cold up here. What would you say, Trevor? It's like 40s?
Maybe 30, 38 and a half degrees, I think.
Oh my gosh. This is the most appropriate time there's ever been to say, look at the mountains.
Take your wind breaker.
How many feet up are we, Tyler?
14,351 is what Snapchat says.
Nothing like a donut on top of a mountain. I want hot cocoa. It's about to rain, so we're gonna bang out some pictures, grab some souvenirs, and then race down the mountain. Race down the mountain.
Who could get the longest e-brake drag into one of the hairpins?
It's about to storm, so I really should go roll my windows up. Oh, Nicole! She's such a pretty model. Smile for the camera. So many Instagram likes. You gotta catch them all. I'm gonna catch them all. That's hail, dude. It's hailing.
All right, let's go.
You gotta go down.
Hey, know anybody that knows how to do some body work? It's hailing, Nicole. What are we gonna do?
We're gonna go down the mountain.
Do you want to run over there and grab pictures?
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
Nicole wants a selfie. Trevor came up with the idea of getting some of these like stamped pennies and kind of putting them on the cars somewhere as a token that the car made it here.
Oh, you gotta pick it.
Oh, really?
Which
Yeah,
one do you
so-
want? I think we should get the. I made it to Summit.
That's our start. Alright, so this is SR's last rib up Pikes Peak. We're yanking it out to paint the bay and install the JZ probably sometime next week.
It's hailing inside our car.
The 240 is seeing hail for its first time. What do you think, baby? What do you think?
I don't know if you can see this, but that's ice.
Film in front of us. It looks like we're driving in the...
What the heck?
I wonder if the mountain freezes.
I don't know. This is sketchy.
My car is running so cold. I'm gonna turn my fans off.
Oh my goodness.
We both spun. pretty big, dude. Trevor just found out it has launch control.
I didn't know it had roar.
I think it needs to keep the SR now.
The previous owner of the giveaway S14 stopped by the shop and he's taking it for one last rip because tonight, the same day that me and Dave were up till 8:30 a.m. working on my car, then got an hour and a half sleep, drove the drift car up to Pikes Peak. Now we're pulling the engine on the giveaway car, which is the other car that drove up to the Pikes Peak. We do a lot. We make the streets crowded. That's what we do because we're all these builds. You heard it here first. Out of one of Dave's many storage containers, he found an SR valve cover. So I'm scuffing it up and we might be doing something, you know, a little bit different to make my engine bay look nice because it's been looking like crap for a while. So we're just doing this while we wait for the previous owner to come back with the giveaway car. This is the last time we'll ever see this SR, or at least in this car, I should say. So I want to save pulling the SR for Trevor's channel, so we're gonna continue that in a video that you guys will see on his channel, and then we'll probably paint the bay. He wants to teach me how to paint on this bay. Probably a bad idea, but that'll probably be
that'll be on
tomorrow.
your channel though.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn how to paint.
Yep.
And your valve cover.
So, see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching.
When you said